Japan recently got a new prime minister. She's the first woman, first female prime minister. You're not a bot. She's the first female prime minister. And I was just talking about this earlier with a friend. First female prime minister, who is like very much conservative, very much, Japan first, which like, that's their business, whatever. But she appointed another woman to work underneath her. And this woman is like half white, half Japanese, but she hates foreigners. And like her first order of business is to like make it hard for foreigners to come to Japan, right? Which it already is difficult. But I was like, this chick, like she's half white, man. But it turns out that her dad abandoned her and her mother when she was a baby. So like she has a hate boner, Japan is thinking about tightening laws on foreigners. They want to tighten laws on Chinese people. Like that's really what it is. It's Chinese people. But we can read on. Let's look at Xi Jinping. I haven't read on him in years. I think maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Oh my gosh, he does look like Winnie the Pooh. Okay, let's get started. Xi Jinping. President Xi Jinping. He's really easy to read on. Xi Jinping. I haven't read on him in a long time. Xi Jinping. What's going on with you, Xi Jinping? Oh. So that's interesting. This is my China card. I really wish that I knew more about China. Why does it feel like, are people trying to, is there a portion of the Chinese government that's trying to kick Xi Jinping out? Yes. There's a portion of the Chinese government that's trying to find a legal way to kick Xi Jinping out. They're trying to find a legal way to do it. I don't think they're going to be successful. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be successful at all. Because look at his energy. He is showing that he's in full control. And the people who are really part of his party. So I know that there's like the CCP in general, but they're talking about his folks within the Chinese government. They're for him. But there are some people who are trying to find a way, like a legal way to get rid of him. But if I remember correctly, he changed the constitution that allowed him theoretically to be president for life. So basically kind of like an emperor. And what Spirit is saying is that this group of people, they're not organized. And it feels like they're just getting started. They don't really know. It's almost like opposition. The spirit of opposition is very new to them. So they don't even know how to go up against him. And that's kind of why they're trying to find a legal way. Will Xi Jinping remain president for the rest of his natural life of China? I heard yes, guys. I heard yes. Yeah, I heard yes. For now, I heard yes. I heard yes, he will. Because it's a whatever he did, it's tight. The changes he made, the legal changes he made, it's tight. And also, like, on the surface, the people, quote unquote, love him. They don't really, but on the surface, they love him. It feels like the people, like not enough people will go against him. And they're talking about Chinese citizens, but also folks in the government. They're not going to go against him. There's not enough there. Okay, so, you come for the king, you best not miss. Yes, it's not enough people. They're inexperienced as well. But it's because it feels like there hasn't been like a real uprising in China for a very long time. So it's like the spirit isn't there. Not yet, at least. Okay. President Xi. He pulled a lot of people out of poverty. Yeah, true. How does President Xi feel about reunification with Taiwan? Actually, no. How does President Xi feel about Taiwan? It's mine. It's mine. Look at him. This is the first time he's showing up as this energy. This is the first time. He's acting like an American president here. This is also kind of like military strategy as well. This is also another successful military card. More military cards. Oh, Taiwan better watch it. Taiwan better watch it. Listen, on the surface, so this is Perry, stop it. So this is my general card, right? This is also my war card. So on the surface, it feels like, you know, he's kind of saying, you know, everything's cool, everything's gravy. We really don't have to go there. He's secretly preparing. Will he invade? I don't know, but he's ready. He's ready. He's ready. Ooh, he's ready. Oh, he's ready. Damn. Okay. You guys want to know something? In terms of like strategy, especially like military strategy, he's quite brilliant. He's not a dummy. I feel like he's kind of a weak leader in terms of the people and everything, but this military stuff, no, he's brilliant. Okay. Listen, he's saying it's our right. He said, this is our right. Taiwan is China. Say, this is our right. This is also kind of like the destiny card. So kind of like, I forget which president it is. Was it, well, Manifest Destiny in the US, where they're basically saying this land has been given to us by God. And that's the excuse that they use to wipe out Native Americans and enslave a bunch of people and everything. This is kind of the energy that Xi Jinping is giving me towards Taiwan. He's just like, this is our destiny. This is our right. This is karma. We are correcting karma. And listen, he's been ready. He's been ready. Oh, he's been ready. He's just waiting. I actually feel his excitement. I feel his excitement. Okay, here he is. No, he does not. He doesn't want a military invasion of Taiwan. Here's Putin. He doesn't. They're butt buddies. He doesn't necessarily want a military invasion of Taiwan because he's just like, but it's ours. Why would we want to destroy what's ours? Here's Putin. Exchanging money. Look at Putin. Exchanging money. Look at that. Yeah, he does want a peaceful takeover. Well, because like, he doesn't even see it as a takeover. He's just like, no, but this is ours. This is our stuff. Take over for what? What are you talking about? It's ours. We don't have to do this. Yeah, it's ours. It's mine. This is mine. Okay. Will there be like sort of a proxy war over Taiwan with China? No. I mean, people are, yeah, I don't know. This feels like it's being manipulated, okay? So like this is when, you know, folks like us normal human beings, we have to take control over the narrative in our own minds. It feels like a lot of things are being manipulated by the government in order to make people afraid that this is going to happen. So that some people can move out of certain regions that are strategic towards this country or that country or that country. It looks like media wise, yes, it's going to be promoted, but realistically, nobody actually wants a proxy war over Taiwan. Nobody wants it because it messes up the flow of business, like electronics, things that are being sold there. No, it messes things up. Nobody actually wants this. It feels like people are posturing in order to manipulate markets, in order to sell weapons and everything. People are posturing. They're posturing. But do not push Xi Jinping because he's ready. He's ready. He doesn't want it, but he's ready. They have a massive, he and Vladimir, they have a massive, massive, massive secret army. Massive. And I've said before in readings from like a few years ago that Putin, he has people all over the world. He has folks all over the world. They're already in these countries. And Russia is diverse. People may be looking for a freaking Boris, but they end up, but like, you know, the Russian spy could be, I don't know, like someone who looks Chinese, you know, because Russia is quite diverse. It's European, Asian, Eurasian. But, oh, okay. There's propaganda from everybody. It's not just the West who's, you know, beefing things up. But definitely it feels like governments are beefing things up, mostly because they want to like boost profits, so probably like weapon sales, like get people to feel afraid, to move people around. It's all strategy. It's all strategy. Will China invade Taiwan? No, they don't want to kill any. They really don't want to kill anybody. I mean, honestly, it's not necessarily about like, it's not necessarily like, oh, you know, we really care for these people. It's not really that, but it's more like, look at our money. we don't want to spend money on war. We don't want to like have a bunch of people pass away. Who's going to work? You know, it feels more kind of cold. But again, he's saying he will do it. He's ready. Look at Putin over here. Look at Putin over here. Putin is sitting pretty. He's not really worried about anything. I've never in the cards with when Putin comes up, I've never seen him really worry about anything besides his kids. All right. Apparently she's going to ruin Japan. Is that true? Who's saying she's going to ruin Japan? Okay, Sanae Takaichi. Sanae Takaichi. What's her energy like? Ooh. Well, listen, she's going to be on the defense quite a bit. I don't know how the Japanese government works, because I know that they have an emperor who is mostly a figurehead. And then there's like the prime minister, then you have all these other smaller ministers and everything. Excuse me. And there's like a lot of known corruption and how it favors the elderly. But it looks like she is going to be on the defensive. This is the first energy that she gave me. She's going to be on the defensive. So a lot of things that she wants to get done, they won't be done. However, it actually feels like, it kind of feels like the average Japanese person, they're kind of like, it's whatever is being said in Western media is not the same as being said in Japan. Because it kind of feels like the overall, the general the general feeling about her from the people is like, kind of, it's not necessarily excitement, but it's sort of like, you know, maybe she could be good for the country. Maybe she could be good for the country. And it's kind of like a wait and see, and it's hopeful. It's pretty hopeful. Some of them want her to be aggressive with her measures. Some of them actually want her to be like, I actually feel like she has more fans than people think. Can you tell me in general, how do Japanese feel about Sanae Takaichi being Prime Minister? Oh yeah, a lot of women are happy. Some of them are afraid that she may take women's rights back, for sure. Some of them are hoping that she's like strict. Some of them are hoping that she's strict. I feel like she has more supporters than non, you know, for Japanese people. Because like what Westerners and foreigners think is totally different. But it feels like Japanese people, it's like, I get positive energy for her for the most part. But some people, they are afraid. And this is like more young women. They're wondering, is she going to take us back? Because I feel like she's kind of not necessarily anti-feminist, but she's not like super progressive, right? Like that's kind of the feeling that I get from her. So this feels like it's mostly young women who are afraid. They're afraid of her. Interesting. But overall, it kind of feels positive from Japanese folks' ends. Okay, so let's see. I think she's going to be on the defensive. So it could be one of those things where her party doesn't have that much power. So even though she's prime minister, she may not be able to get a lot of things that she wants done. So what would be the result of her prime minister leadership? Sanae. She may not be there for long, guys. She may not be there for long. She's definitely worried about I heard human production. So basically the birth rate, but the way she said it is human production. She's for sure worried about that. She's worried about families. It does look like she wants to push through things to support traditional family roles. Maybe this is why young women are afraid of it, is because it feels like she wants to promote like families, not necessarily single women or career women or whatever. It's more of a family type of thing. So she's for sure worried about that. But I don't know why it kind of feels like she may not be there for long, guys, because it feels like she may not be able to get everything she wants done. I think she's going to be stubborn. She's going to be obstinate. She's not a weakling at all. She's not a weak. I was going to say she ain't a weak bitch at all. She's not weak at all. But it just feels like she's just going to be fighting against so much opposition that it may not be as fruitful. How long? I'm not sure how long prime ministers serve. I know Shinzo Abe was serving for a long time before he stepped down and then he was killed, which was crazy, you know. Sanae Takaichi, how long will she be prime minister? Can you give me years? I was like, how long will she be prime minister? Can you give me years? Someone sabotaging her. There's a man who's sabotaging her. There's a man who's sabotaging her. This actually feels a bit like a ploy. Let me see. Someone sabotaging her. Is this person from her own party? It's someone close. It's someone close. Someone sabotaging her. It's someone close. This is also kind of talking about the birth rate in Japan. How long will Sanae Takaichi be prime minister? Years? Months? One year? She may not last long, guys. she may not last long. Someone is there's definitely a man who's like with a lot of power who's sabotaging her, for sure, for sure. She actually doesn't feel that bad for Japanese people. For foreigners, for Japanese people, she like it feels like her efforts, they're kind of like good for Japanese people, for the way that they want to live. They're kind of good. Did her oh ho ho, well. Yeah, no. It feels like there was a different man that her party wanted to elect. I wonder if he had some kind of like sex scandal or something like that, or there was maybe some sexism or something that he was accused of. Look, I don't follow Japanese politics. I really don't. It looks like there's a man that they wanted, and this person feels like he's quite famous within their party. They wanted to elect him instead, but it's almost like the people didn't really accept him. I feel like he may have been sexist, or he could have had a sex scandal or something like that. They wanted to elect him, but they put her in instead as a strategy to be like, okay, our party is not actually sexist. Here, we have a woman here. But it feels like someone else, like they just don't want her. It feels like, okay, so we put a woman up here. She's going to be here for like a year and like 2 weeks. Get her out. Let's put her someone else in. What was that lady in the UK, like Theresa May? Louisa May Theresa? Theresa May? That one? It kind of feels like that in the UK. Theresa May, I think Sanae, is she a placeholder? She's gonna be blocked. She's gonna be blocked. I feel like she's not there for long. No, not Liz Truss. There was a different woman. She had short hair. She was an older woman with short hair. It was like Theresa May something. Not Liz Truss. Before Liz Truss. Maybe even before Boris Johnson. Theresa May, yeah. Maybe before Boris Johnson, I'm not sure. Anyway, let me get back to, yeah, it doesn't feel like she's going to be there for long. Okay. Theresa Mary May, okay. Sanae. Yeah, I don't think she's going to, okay. She wants, yeah. Okay, yeah, she's quite hopeful. She wants people, okay, it feels like she's going to compromise. So I did ask that question about abortion rights in Japan. She's just like, girl, whatever. So let me just answer this that she's telling me is she does want to find a way to help young people to be hold on for a second. Someone's texting me. Hold on, guys. Sanae Takaichi, she does want to find a way to allow young people to get together, to have children, to have at least 2 children each while being able to work. So it does look like she wants to find a compromise with working women. So it feels like she has some ideas with that. It feels like her main goal is like couples, family. She's kind of like JD Vance in a way, where it feels like he's worried about birth rates and families staying together, people being married. She kind of has the same thing. I feel like she her views on marriage, like her practical views on marriage, are going to be interesting. She has these ideas about single families and creating something for them. So like people who are having families together but they're not actually married. Like she does actually have some pretty decent ideas. Okay. I think that's enough on her. She feels kind of like a non-factor, honestly. No offense, Miss Takaichi. All right, let's move on. Keir Starmer's energy. Keir Starmer's energy. Oh, wow. September 2nd. So he's a Is he a Virgo? Because I have Virgo here. I have Virgo there. I don't know anything about him as a prime minister. He has like pretty good energy for the most part. He has a smart mouth though. He has a smart mouth. He has pretty good energy. As a person. So the question is, will digital ID pass in the UK under Keir Starmer? It's kind of looking like a yes. It looks like a yes. It feels like it's going to be reworked or retooled. So first, like, yeah, it looks like a yes. I'm not sure if the UK has something that's similar to the Supreme Court in the US, where like laws are passed, but then they get challenged and then, you know, it gets kicked up to the Supreme Court. So it feels like it could face some kind of high court. But it looks like eventually it goes through. Eventually it does go through. And to be honest, it feels like people embrace it. It's gonna pass. It's gonna pass. I'm not sure after it passes, I'm not sure how well it does though. It's gonna pass. It'll pass. Afterward, how well does it go? How many wars is the UK supporting? Because this feels like, why does it feel like all these countries are putting so much money into their army all of a sudden? Or into their navy or their military all of a sudden? It feels like a lot of money is being saved to build up military powers. Probably preparing for World War. Yeah, so the answer is yes, eventually it will pass. Some of these people need to freaking retire, like seriously. Okay. You can ask one question. Silent film. The U.S. government shutdown. Will it remain shut down until 2026? It feels like Trump is going to release some. No, Trump is going to get what he wants, but I think he's going to release some money. Look at him. He shows up like freaking Candyman. Oh my, like I didn't even say his name. Look at him. He's just like, Miss May. I haven't read on him in a long time. I think he's going to release some money. People are going to be like more or less happy with it. So technically, no. Technically, no. And they're saying that they're going to come, like he's going to get what he wants, whatever it is. Let me ask again. Will the U.S. government remain shut down until 2026? Listen, they said we need to pay for our wars. Like, open this shit up. Like, open this shit up. No, it's not going to be shut down until 2026. It's going to open again. They're just like, look, Pentagon needs our funds. FBI, we need our money. Hurry it up. No, it won't remain shut down until next year. No. And it also feels like some money is going to be released in the meantime to, you know, make sure people don't behead him. How much is true versus Trump Delulu ass? Let's see. Okay. What will be the impact of, okay, will food stamps be cut? It's going to be reworked. So yeah, some people are going to be cut from food stamps. It's definitely going to be reworked, guys. I told you guys this at the, I told you guys this last year when we were asking who's going to win, what will they do? And this year as well, I was just like, Team Trump, they're going to move fast to cut a lot of things. And it feels like food stamps are not going to be 100% cut off, but it's going to be reworked. It's going to take them, I would say, maybe like until the rest of his term to get it to where they want it to be. And a lot of people are going to be kicked off of food stamps, guys. A lot. Whether or not these people deserve to be kicked off, that's not for me to answer. But a lot of people are going to be kicked off food stamps. What will be the, please stop asking extra questions. Because there's like 3 questions in this one here. What will be the impact of food stamp cuts? To be honest, there is something here about beefing up the military, where I'm seeing it when we're talking about all these. Actually, no, Japan didn't say anything about the military. Actually, that's interesting. But Taiwan, China, UK, the United States, they're more talking about the military. They're not really talking about food stamp, blah 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 blah. They're more talking about the military. The military. Something is being, well, yes, that is true. They have more money for war, but won't feed the poor. Yes, that's true. But it also feels like something is happening behind the scenes. There's something happening behind the scenes with all of these countries, China, Russia, all these countries. But it's something real. It's not over Taiwan. That's kind of like a smokescreen. There's something else happening. Listen, the way the Republicans are seeing it is they're just like the impact of the cut in food stamps will be less strain on the government. That's how the Republicans are seeing it. That's how they're seeing it, guys. That's how they're seeing it. So let's see. Will there be a rise in theft? Will there be a rise in protest? Okay, I do see protests. I see a lot of women. A lot of women protesting. Theft, not really. It feels like theft is going to remain equal, but there's definitely going to be a rise in protests, and it's mostly going to be women. I see a lot of Hispanic women out protesting. White women too. I don't really see black people. I don't really see black people out there, but it's going to be like, yes, rise in protest. It's mostly a lot of women, Hispanic and white women. I think there were some other. I think there were some other questions about protest. So now we want to ask questions about the voters. I want to ask questions about the actual politicians. The best thing black people can do is stay home. They've been trying to bait us for a long time. To be honest, it feels like everyone's trying to bait black people. That's my opinion. Not just one side. Okay. What do Democrat politicians think about the government shutdown? What do Republican politicians think about the shutdown? And what do independent politicians think about the shutdown, government shutdown? Damn. Okay. All right. So first, Democrat politicians. What do they think about the shutdown? They're definitely fighting for a few things, right? They're for sure fighting for a few things. But in terms of, so I'm looking at this from the politician side, right? I'm looking at it from the politician side, where it feels like Democrats are kind of wondering, is this the end for our party? Okay, these are politicians, and this is just how they think. Okay, and the GOP. They feel that people are eating up their messaging, and they're low-key loving the shutdown. They're low-key loving the shutdown. GOP. Independents, very disappointed. Really disappointed and hurt. And it also feels like they kind of have, like, the independents have a bit more of a heart. I mean, this could just be me being biased, you know, but kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this is that the independents have more feeling for people, and not well, probably because they don't belong to a party. Like, they're not necessarily thinking of the party first. They have more feeling for people. Let me ask this question again. That's to be expected. That's to be expected. Okay, listen, so for the way that I read, this is usually like Republicans versus Democrats. These are the well, it's mostly liberals and conservatives. Where it's just a game between these two. It really is just a game between these two. If you have like one side saying, well, my politicians care about this. If you have one side saying, my politicians care about that. No, they care about fucking each other over. Like, that's really what they care about, okay? That's what they care about. I feel like eventually the Republicans are going to be willing to make like certain compromises. They're going to be willing to walk away from certain things. Please stop asking extra questions, please. Like, I already said that like 4 times. They're going to be willing to compromise on certain things, whereas others, they're just like, we're not going to give it up. We're not going to give it up. So yeah, so that's how they feel. Next, I'm going to ask about the people, the voters. I want to stay away from politicians. I think most are psychopaths. Yeah, I think I mean, because I used to do a lot of work for Democrats, especially when I used to live on the West Coast. And on the local level is totally different compared to the national level. The national level, they're insane. To me, they're all freaking insane. Local politics, it's better. But once it starts hitting national, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for them. I would say psychopaths as well. And that's like almost any country, I think. Okay, so let's get to the voters. What do Democrat voters think of the government shutdown? Interesting. Okay. What do Republican voters think of the government shutdown? What do independent voters think of the shutdown? And this is just general energy, guys. It's just general energy. See, the independent voters, they're thinking of the kids who are being harmed. They're thinking of the kids. They're thinking of the kids. Actually, the GOP folks, the voters, they kind of like support these shutdowns because they're more thinking of who exactly is this money going to, right? Who is this money going to? And the Democrat voters, they kind of support, and again, this is general, they support the shutdowns as well because they want and this is the GOP, this is more Republican energy. They want them to be the one, because I'm hearing chicken. So like that game of chicken, where like you're waiting for the other person to get off the road, where they're just like, they kind of want Democrats to keep holding the line so that they can force Republicans to get off the road. Even here, when it comes to the voters, it feels like the voters have a similar mindset as the politicians. And again, here, the independents, they're sort of like, what about these kids? What about these kids? You know, so, but again, that's an overall view. It's an overall view. It's not every individual person and how they feel, right? Okay. No, it doesn't require craziness. It requires you to be a bit sociopath and narcissistic. Okay. Let's look at this Mamdani stuff. This one confuses me. It's kind of similar to what I was getting for Eric Adams and Sliwa, where I was getting contradictory stuff the closer I got, so I just stopped reading on it. So let me read on it again. This may not be a great reading with these two. Mamdani, Cuomo. Mamdani. Ooh, Cuomo lost a lot of weight. Love this golden boy. How do you even become a golden boy without like that much experience? That's what's killing me about it. Let's ask about this. What is Andrew Cuomo's energy? I think he's a fire sign. He's a Sagittarius, I think. And Mamdani is a Libra, I think. Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo's energy right now. Okay. Oof. He's not doing well with women. He's not pulling well with women at all. I'll show you the cards. So, Mamdani, what's his energy? Why do I always get this from him? Maybe I'm picking up on his insecurity. Okay, so it's not like they both have like one really good card and 3 shitty cards. So this is Cuomo. You know, this is his energy. He has like I feel like he is, I'm pretty sure he's a Sagittarius, but this is also Leo confident, you know, energy. But then look at this. He's just like, oh no, women hate me. These are white women, by the way. He's just like, no, women hate me. And he feels like he has to constantly defend himself against these accusations. He's just like, they hate me. Mamdani, again, a really nice card. I feel like I got this for him the last time that I read on this, like maybe a few months ago, but it's followed by this. What is going on here? I always get this for him. Okay. Ooh. No, that's not white. The death card is not white women. No, that just symbolizes him feeling like I have lost white women. I think I may lose this election. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me ask this question generally. Who will win the New York City mayor race 2025? Ooh. I asked who will win. They're kind of like, doesn't matter who wins. Doesn't matter who wins. Will Andrew Cuomo win New York City mayor race 2025? Oof. Will Zoran Mamdani win New York City mayor race 2025? He's a Libra. He's a Libra. So now Cuomo, horrible cards. Cuomo. Mamdani, I'm pretty sure he's a Libra, so this is probably him. This is, I mean, it's better than Cuomo. Sliwa is not winning, but let me ask about Sliwa. He's not winning. Will Curtis Sliwa win New York City mayor race 2025? No, he's not winning. He's not winning shit. He's not winning a damn thing. He's not winning anything. Okay, so let's do it the same way that I did Trump and Kamala last year. If Andrew Cuomo wins, what will he do for New York City? If Mamdani wins, what will he do for New York City? Shit. Oh my gosh. Interesting. I see why they said that. Okay, let me ask this question again. If Andrew Cuomo wins, what will he do for New York City as mayor? If Mamdani wins, what will he do for New York City as mayor? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see why Spirit said that. Okay, so let me show you guys again. So Spirit said, I asked who will win, and they're just like, it doesn't matter who wins because this is the result, okay? This is what they said. So I'm just like, damn, that's fucked up. If Cuomo wins, so this is the first thing that I asked. If Cuomo wins, what will he do? Not much. Not much. It feels like his, whatever ideas he has for New York City, it's like they don't stick. This is so weird because he used to be governor, but it's like it doesn't really stick. And then it feels like maybe he would leave early. He would leave early, right? So there's that. Like it feels like he has ideas, but it's like they don't stick or they're not fully implemented or something. So there's that. And then I asked again, okay, so like, am I getting this wrong? Like, am I just tired? What's going on? What would he do? And again, look, he has ideas. He does have ideas, but it's like the implementation. What is he going to do? This is Cuomo. This is Cuomo. What is he going to do? It's like he does have good ideas, but it's like he can't really do anything. So then, oh, where's this? So I asked Mamdani, if he wins, I mean, this is really beautiful energy. Like these are people, these are like young people celebrating. Young people are very happy that he wins. What will he do? Not much of anything. Not much of anything. This feels like, I'm wondering if this is more like more stabbing or something. And so I was just like, oh. So I asked again, what would he do? Financial burdens with him. Increased financial burdens. New York, y'all fucked. Maybe y'all should have stuck with Eric Adams. Maybe y'all should have stuck with Eric Adams, guys. Y'all should have stuck with Eric Adams. Sign, are you in New York or are you in Jersey? Those cars are shitty. Those cars are shitty. Listen, maybe it will change. Maybe it will change. I mean, it low-key reminds me of the Kamala versus Trump energy, where it's just like, it doesn't really matter who wins. Well, okay. Let me be careful with that. Like, yes, it did matter who wins, but it feels like the net result would be bad. Okay. I asked that question multiple times to make sure that I was getting it correct. All right, so love the little positive spin you're trying to do. Listen, I honestly think that this is partially why a lot of people are just tuning out of politics because, you know. All right, let me go to Trump. Trump, dance party with Beyonce. He's going to Japan next week. Donald Trump. First, let's see. How is Donald doing? How is Donald doing? He's fighting with Putin right now. He's fighting with Putin right now. Look at this. They're not friends. They're not friends. I've been saying this for years. Those two are not friends. They don't like each other like that. And they have a very strange push and pull dynamic. I already smell him. This is Putin. They're fighting with each other. They're fighting with each other. And this is here again. Again. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Question is Trump trying to bankrupt the United States? Oh, there's Putin again. Eventually, Russia and the U.S. or / NATO, there's going to be some kind of peace talk. Putin keeps coming up, so they must be having discussions right now. It does feel like there's going to be some kind of peace talk. So this is United States energy, but sometimes it also represents NATO. It feels like an overture is going to be made. An overture will be made, right? At this point, Putin ain't worried about nothing. He's not worried about a damn thing. But honestly, I rarely see him worry whenever he does come up in readings. Okay, is Trump trying to bankrupt the United States of America? No. It looks like he's trying to, and y'all know how I am when I read on politics. It looks like he's trying to stall the bankrupting of America. And he thinks that he is trying to strengthen the U.S. economy, but he's just like kind of like as it stands, the U.S. is dying a slow death. So he's trying to push it off. I saw that in his reading last year when I was comparing him to Kamala, when I was saying like, no, there's going to be an economic downturn no matter who is in office, because that's the destiny. It's our Pluto return. But it feels like he would like kick the can down the road to give the illusion that we're not doing as bad as we actually are. No, he's not. He's not. He's not trying to bankrupt it. No, he's not. He's trying to save it. He's trying to save it. No extra questions. There are a lot in there, and I'm about to sign off in like 15 minutes. He's trying to save it. Listen, I know that, you know, he's a very divisive figure, but when it comes to money, I feel like I'm spot on when it comes to him and how he sees money. All right, so there are some other questions here about the ballroom. Is there a hidden agenda behind the ballroom construction? Ooh, sorry, see, I'm getting tired. Is there a hidden agenda behind the ballroom construction in the White House? No. No, not so far. No. He's worried about the Supreme Court. Excuse me. He's worried about the Supreme Court. Let me ask again. Is there a hidden agenda behind the ballroom construction in the White House? No. No. It is a pure vanity project. He thinks the White House looks ghetto as fuck. He also thinks that it looks bare. So he wants something that's more, I don't know, more like, to me, I would call it ostentatious, kind of gaudy. But for him, like having that sparkle, shine, gold, stars, crest, whatever, I was going to say crustacean. You know, when something is like very ornate. So he's just like, no, it needs more pizzazz. So for him, he thinks that the White House is ugly. He thinks that it's too minimalistic, and it needs to be improved. So this feels like it's a vanity project for him. And it feels like he's a renter, and it feels like he's just putting his stamp. It doesn't feel like there's a hidden agenda. It's a pure vanity project for him. Was there something else about that ballroom? Is Trump getting money off the ballroom business contract fee? Better paint those walls right again. Is Trump getting money off the ballroom as a business contract? They're telling me something else. I think this is his daughter. I don't care. Oh, you know what? Because I saw, I mentioned Jared Kushner. Maybe that's why they're coming up in like a conversation with a friend. Is Trump getting money off the ballroom construction? Maybe his wife somehow. Melania. It feels like maybe her. Maybe her. She could be. She could be the one who's getting kickbacks. Is Trump getting kickbacks off the ballroom construction? Someone for sure is in that family. It feels like Melania. It feels like Melania is. Look at him. Look at him. He's back to his usual self. I told y'all that man was not dead. I told you he wasn't dead. Someone is getting kickbacks. It actually kind of feels like Melania. Kind of feels like her. So she could be like, maybe she could be in charge of doing interior design and then she's being paid for it or something. It feels like it's more her who's getting kickbacks from it. Okay. Epstein. Will the group of women release their own Epstein list? No. I said that. No, they're not going to. Ooh. Listen, for folks who don't think that there are liberals and Democrats on that list, no, they aren't. No, they aren't. They're not going to release those names. No. I think they're going to have like more press conferences. They're going to pressure a little bit. But no, it doesn't look like they will because of this. Because of this. This is, oh, sorry, I'm not explaining this. This is how I see liberal energy, liberal men and women energy. This is also Hillary Clinton. This is also Biden. But no, they're not going to release those names. No, it's going to remain a secret. It's going to remain a secret. I do actually feel like some of them will probably do it in a way like blind gossip, or they will be like an anonymous tip. So some of them will do it that way, but in terms of publicly releasing it with their faces, hell no. And listen, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. Because the amount of power that's involved, it's like, why even bother, you know? I know a lot of people are really upset about it, but it's just like, listen, if you haven't been in that situation, then you can't really judge it. You can't really judge it. Looks like it's going to remain a secret, but some of them will go to like, they would be anonymous sources. And so you'll get some names there. Oh, sorry. And they're also saying that some of these women dated some of their clients. They dated them. And if you read any of their books or any of their articles, people will be able to figure out who these people are. So it's sort of like a blind item type of thing. Blind item. Where you have to kind of guess and put the clues together. Let me follow turmoil. Oh, I'm getting tired. Oh. All right, it's time for me to go. Thank you guys for showing up and asking really excellent questions for the current events live, and helping to keep me on track. As always, if you want your personal readings, go to www.tarotbymokko.com. Get your personal readings. I also do celebrity readings. I do a lot of stuff. And I also started blogging. So get your readings. All right, guys, have a good night. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this reading and want something more personal, I offer private tarot readings tailored just for you. Whether you're curious about your love life, your career path, spiritual and personal growth, or if you are seeking clarity on a specific situation, there's a reading to support you. I also specialize in celebrity readings, providing intuitive and respectful insights on your favorite celebs and how their energy may connect with yours. Most of my readings are written, but I also offer live readings for 30 minutes, 1 hour, or more. And if you need answers fast, I offer same-day and next-day delivery options for quick clarity right away. You can find me on Etsy, on my website www.tarotbymokko, or click the link in the description box below. Until next time, trust your intuition and take care.